So the important thing is to make a plan, set some goals, and just work steadily at it. Again, it's lots of little streams of traffic that build up to be massive daily traffic to your site and products every day. And that is what is going to determine your income. How many people can you drive to your site? All right, so those are the next two steps, step 8 and step 9 that we just went over. Email marketing, building up your list. So starting that list, getting that dependable service, getmyemaillist.com, and starting to build your list today. That's step number 8. And step number 9 is to start building traffic over time using, all these different methods. Just you pick one and start putting a system into place. Then you pick the next one, start putting a system into place. And, going back to speaking of virtual assistants, they are awesome for traffic building kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of great virtual assistants out there who can be working 24/7, well, not 24/7, but full time, 8 hours a day, building links back to your site and optimizing your site. And you bet if you have somebody doing that full time for you, you're going to start getting some traffic. So, going back to the getreplacemyself.com, that's going to be very useful for traffic as well.
All right. So we want to know what you think. What traffic generation methods have worked well for you? Please let us know by going to internetbusinessmastery.com, click on episode 61, and give your answer in the comment section at the bottom of the post. All right, so it's that time again. It's survey time. What does that mean? Well, actually, we're in the process now of trying to find out how to better deliver content to you, and we'd really love your input through a brief survey that can actually be found at internetbusinessmastery.com/poll, which is POLL. And there will be just a really quick brief survey asking you some questions to help us deliver content to you through this podcast that is very, very specific to your needs now. So please take a second and go over and take that survey.
Right. We have a breakthrough or success story to share with you today. This one is very cool. As anyone who's been listening for a while knows, last year I went down to South America for a while. My wife and I lived in Argentina, and Internet Business Mastery listener recently shared with me through on Twitter and Facebook. He was sharing with me his own similar story, and actually for him, it's with his whole family. So this is very cool. And so recently he moved to Costa Rica with his family and plans on living there full time for a while. And here's what he said in his message that he shared with me. He said, "I never really liked quote unquote working. Something about it just seemed off to me. I was struggling in the New York metro area trying to raise a family on one income because we don't believe in daycare. My choices were either A, get a higher paying job, which was unappealing due to the BS and commute times involved, or B, reduce my expenses, which was nigh impossible as we lived very simply and couldn't keep up with the Joneses. I decided to build websites as extra income and realized that I could do it from anywhere and went back to my lifelong dream of global travel. I researched a lot of places: Australia, Spain, Czech Republic, Italy, France, India, Argentina, and Costa Rica finally won out. It has abundant nature, mellow lifestyle, low cost of living, and we could afford to buy 4 plane tickets here. We're here, we hope, permanently." Oh, I guess they're actually hoping to be there permanently. That's awesome. Then he finishes, "We're living the next year on an organic coffee farm with fruit trees up the wazoo for a quarter of my mortgage in the United States." So I think that's an awesome story.
Wow.
I mean, I just love hearing stuff like that. Another friend of mine who has a podcast, I was listening to him yesterday, and he's, thinking about how to do something like this with his family as well. And it's just so cool to hear about people shaking it up and taking bold actions and just like saying, you know what, I don't want to do the status quo. Like I want something else, and they make it happen. So that's Arp Laszlo is his name, and shared that story with us. So thank you very much for that. And you can find his website at echoleaf.com.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Not only somebody who wants to just simply travel, but he's completely moved because he can.
Permanently, no less. That's awesome.
Wow.
It's time for the Internet Business Quick Tip.
So in this episode's quick tip, we've got a very cool piece of software that can save you a whole lot of time, especially doing repetitive, menial things. It's a great tool for automation, and it's a program called Workspace Macro. And I'm going to go ahead and throw to you, Sterling, to tell a little bit about how to use this. I know we've both used it, but you've done a lot of really creative things with it. So how about you tell us a little bit about how you use Workspace Macro?
Okay, so here's basically what it is. I use this macro program so that all I have to do is hit one button on my keyboard. Then I can get up, go have breakfast, or go take a break. And when I come back, everything I've programmed this macro to do is up and ready for me to look at. And that way I don't need to sit there, let's say, and open a bunch of windows trying to, let's say, look at my email and Twitter and all these different things that we do constantly during a day. And we have to open each one of them, log into every single thing. I can actually just click that button, come back in 20 minutes, and everything's ready for me to look at. I totally love it. And here's a couple of examples. For me, once a week specifically, I have to look at all the business statistics stuff that I need for Internet Business Mastery and my business stuff. Well, I can program this macro by one time going through, opening everything up. So let's say I open up my browser, I open up a bunch of tabs, and I go into, let's say, the email program. I go into Google Analytics. I go into see what our sales stats are. I go into iTunes to see where our ranking is on iTunes. And all that stuff, to sit there and open all that, let's say, takes 20 minutes. Well, I do it one time while recording with this macro program, and then from then on, I can just click that one shortcut or that one. I actually map it to a button on my keyboard, but I could hit that button and it'll do all 20 minutes worth of stuff while I'm away, and I don't actually have to do it anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, it's anything that automates and saves time. I mean, I think when you told me about that, it sounds pretty brilliant. I definitely should be doing more of that myself.
Well, and okay, so here's another example. I actually used to use this when I would ship products. So I would have to open PayPal, open my shopping cart, open my autoresponder service, go to the exact web page that I need for each of the services and prep the labels for printing and all this stuff. And each time I had to do this, it would take me, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes every single day. It's totally mindless work. It's just, this repetitive, boring stuff that you have to do, and some people have to do this all throughout the day. They're constantly doing certain things like this that is just really a waste of human time, right? Like if I have to do the 15 minutes every single day, then in even 1 week, I'm saving possibly hours of time. And if I've got 10 of these tasks that take me 15 minutes a day, that I can instead have something else do it for me while I'm off reading or doing something, that can actually be enjoyable to me, then that's incredibly important. So go now and check out this program at internetbusinessmastery.com/macro. That's MACRO. It's really cheap, and this thing, I use it for so many things. Just today alone, I've used it 3 times, and all I did was push a button, and it did a bunch of things, and I love it.
Awesome.
Now, if you'd like dozens of other resources such as this one, you can find them in the Internet Business Mastery Academy, along with video tutorials showing you exactly how we use them. To get a 30-day no-risk trial membership to the Internet Business Mastery Academy, visit freeaudiogift.com. That's it for this episode of Internet Business Mastery. Until next time, we wish you ultimate success in your internet business.
You've been listening to the iconoclasts of the 9 to 5 and the purveyors of freedom and fulfillment, Sterling and Jay. Sterling and Jay invite you to discover one of their most popular audio programs ever. The 3 Pillars of Designing Your Ultimate Internet Lifestyle. Visit freeaudiogift.com now and sign up for the free weekly Internet Business Mastery email newsletter. And you'll get instant access to this life-changing audio presentation, pulled directly from the content of the acclaimed Internet Business Mastery Academy membership community. Go now to freeaudiogift.com. Internet Business Mastery. Free your mind.